Hello, fellas. What the search? My name is Nick Studio Hill, and welcome to my lounge. Hope you're sitting now with your drink, and I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get started. So today I am doing my problem video about Dan Sobel. So this is going to be my problem with Dan Sobel. If you don't know what Dan Sobel, you don't want to know what he done. Honestly, he's racist, he's pedophile, and that's that. Anyway, enough further ado, let's get to business. Quote by Total the Swing Bottom from Despicable Me 4. The third film sucks, but the fourth film is a much better improvement than the third film, honestly. So yeah. Anyway, enough further ado, let's get to business. So the first reason why I don't like Dan Sobel and never will has to be because I watched his first video of a Dan Sobel that John Wick fan showed us in my live stream, and oh my god, his screaming sounds familiar. Like, did I heard his screaming before? Oh, I know. It's because that Dan Sobel is a ripoff to another YouTuber named, ready? Francis. Why in the world that you rip off the Francis? And mark my word, Francis, he's way better than Dan Sobel. And I gotta say, Dan Sobel, he is easily like Francis done bad. So the second reason why I don't like Dan Sobel and never will has to be because he's a freaking pedophile. Let me explain. So there was one TikTok video when he was getting ready for bed, and all of a sudden he came out with his underpants on and getting ready for bed by putting his pajama on, and oh my god. Do you not know that video is for pedophile? Only pedophile will enjoy that video. He can show this for a sec. So another reason why I do not like Dan Sobel and never will, first I hear about him and he did some disgusting creep stuff, has to be because he's a racist piece of a gun. Like, he said the N-word. Do you know saying the N-word is racist? That is even worse, just like Alec for saying some N-word too. Can YouTubers stop saying the N-word? That is so stupid. And we gotta ban it N-word at once. Because only Chris Rock say that word, not you guys. So another reason why I don't like Dan Sobel and never will has to be because he is a brony. Oh man, another brony. And now they are treating the Troll franchise like they're on My Little Pony. And that is why I just think it's an okay franchise. So yeah. So that's a different story for another time. For the meantime, let's talk about Dan Sobel. So not just he's a huge fan of My Little Pony, which is brony, you asked me. Yeah, he's a huge fan of what's that show going? Oh yeah, Sophia in the First. I did not like Sophia in the First. I just think that show is god awful, and I didn't like the movie that got released on the same day I went to saw Wreck-It Ralph in theaters in 3D. Guys, I am not joking to you, y'all. After I watched Wreck-It Ralph in theaters, after I came home at late at night, and I saw Sophia in the First movie, and oh my god, that film was absolutely atrocious. And I gotta say, Wreck-It Ralph is a much better 2012 movie than seeing a minute of Sophia in the First. And I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of The Weagle. I'm a huge fan of Bruce Cruz. But when Dan Sobel was talking about it, it just made me cringe inside of my soul. And another reason why I don't like Dan Sobel has to be because he says something to the mind. Oh my god, I'll get that in a minute. So what else? What else he done? Oh yeah, another reason why I don't like Dan Sobel and never will has to be because he's a heartless jerk. Cold, heartless jerk. And today is the 26th anniversary to Futurama, which is my favorite show. My favorite show from the creator who brought you The Simpsons. Yeah, it's even better than the actual Simpson and Disenchanted. I don't know, but anyways, yeah, Dan Sobel is a heartless jerk. Because he always cyberbully YouTuber. He always do unnecessary thread, honestly. And he also do a Go Anime thread. Do you not know that Go Anime thread is not popular since 2012? 2012 is a year of Go Anime. And it's like, it used to be good in our time. But when you go in 2025 and when you do exactly the same in 2012, Yeah, Dan Sobel, this is 2025, my dude, not 2012. Quit using grounded threat because grounded threat do not work at all. Yeah, I cannot believe why he was saying, "Oh, YouTuber, how do you do it when on me?" That's it. You're grounded, grounded, grounded. Oh my god, oh my god. Quit using grounded threat. That grounded threat don't exist. Don't exist in my book, you a-hole. I don't see what else I have to say about him. Oh yeah, he's also cringing too. That is another reason why I don't like Dan Sobel. It's because he's a cringe. He's cringe. He's cringe as bad as Alex. Anyway, guys, so there was one video about his storytelling, and I gotta say, his storytelling series was awful. Like, seriously, honestly, seriously, yeah, seriously, like having him sit in the couch with his pajama on and reading the book, I gotta said, kids, stay away from Dan Sobel. Dan Sobel is a pedophile. He's a pedophile piece of the gun. Anyway, guys, and also, and of course, he got one of the worst singing I have ever heard in my life, and he is even worse than Alex, for God's sakes. So not just Alex saying we don't talk about Bruno was was the worst TikTok video ever. Well, better wait and see. Better wait and see what Dan Sobel cook us. And I gotta say, he cook us like poop. Anyway, guys, so there was one video when Dan Sobel was saying the user don't like you, and I gotta say, good user, bad user don't exist. Is that right, Angel? Because Andros said that, and I definitely agree with him. Good user, bad user don't exist, and I'm sick and tired of people using that type of bull crap. So yeah. Anyway, guys, so Dan Sobel singing was absolutely cringe. He's saying like this: "User don't like you. Have a fan, nobody likes you. Shut the fuck up." That is even worse than Rebecca Black's Buddy, Justin Bieber, Baby Song, and Mine from Pocket Hunters. And if I hear that song one more time, I'll put that song in the dumpster fire. And honestly, God, I was just making the joke. I'm not taking that some way to an extreme. I was just making the joke for Nicky Studio Lounge. If you don't like my joke, that's fine. And another reason, and the last reason, I don't like Dan Sobel is because he's a creep and a pedophile. Let me explain again about the pedophile thing. So he said it to the minor, like a young girl. Dan Sobel tell that young girl to shove her middle finger up her private area. Dan Sobel, why would you say that? Why would you say that? I'm done. So overall, guys, Dan Sobel is got to be one of the second worst YouTuber I have ever seen in my life, behind which will band together fans 2001. Even I just think Dan Sobel is a childish man YouTuber, but having not ever seen Troll Band Together fan 2001. Troll Band Together fan 2001 and Kima Mythical of YouTube are way worse YouTuber out there than Dan Sobel. But in my taste, Dan Sobel is in the close second. My number third is Brandon's Troll Fanboy 2009. And I have no idea what my number 4th and number 5th honestly at this point, because I'm trying my best to move on with Frozen Wish Studio, but every time he says something in his Discord, it just makes me want to make a rant video. Like, I really want to make a rant video out of him. I really do. But sadly, I can't because he will definitely react to it and call me a prick, honestly. Yeah, calling people prick is not very nice, and you need to stop saying that, you a-hole. Anyway, guys, so the only thing I like from Dan Sobel, at least he can handle people's opinion on Ice Age Adventure of the Buck Wild. At least he was not being too hard on that movie. And at least he's not praising that film like it's better than God. So that's the only thing I like from Dan Sobel. Overall, Dan Sobel, he is nothing like a whip off the Francis. He is heartless, he's racist, he's cringe, he's a man-child, he's a pedophile, and he also a creep. Dan Sobel, get some therapy, and I am so glad that the host of Bruce Cruise call you out. And now you are grounded. Dan Sobel, go to your room, think about what you did, and you are grounded. Quote by host of Bruce Cruise. So I didn't ground him. The host of Bruce Cruise ground him. So yeah. And parent, who's a parenting of Dan Sobel, what the frick are you doing? Because if I ever do exactly the same just like Dan Sobel, my mom would definitely won't be a happy camper if I do exactly the same just like Dan Sobel. And And if I hear any Dan Sobel a fan base said, "Oh, come on now, Dan Sobel's not a bad YouTuber," do you not know that Dan Sobel is a pedophile, racist, and he also did a TikTok video about him wearing his underpants? Yeah, that's what I thought. And of course, he was nude in the Google chat. Oh my god. You know what? I'm done. Anyway, guys, so if you enjoyed this My Problem video, if you want to see more of this My Problem with a YouTuber like Dan Sobel and Alex, like always, please, I highly recommend you hit the subscribe button, turn notification, and share it with your whole family. But if you don't enjoy the video, you can go ahead and watch all the kitty shows. That's all I have to say. Anyway, guys, so this is Nick Hicks Studio signing off, and Dan Sobel, grow the flake up and stop acting like Caillou and stop screaming just like Francis. Your Francis done bad.